Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Leo, and today we are continuing the Where the Water Tastes Like Wine file. Where we last left off, we had been traveling up the coast of California, gathering all the stories along the way. We also met two new characters. Rocio, I think, was the first one's name, and Bertha is the second one. We also encountered a bug where my character would not stop walking forward. And as you can see, I quit out of the game in between that recording and this recording, and it seems to have been fixed. So the problem was indeed with the game and not my controller, which I'm very happy with. So yeah, let's go ahead. It looks like, am I missing anything right now? No, so I don't need to stop at that house. Looks like we have two stories. We'll go ahead and go for this one, and then go for the other one, and then we'll head back up the coast. Looks like there's is that a lighthouse up there? I can't really tell. Let's go with this one.
A weathered man unties a fishing boat from its mooring.
You heading out to fish? Can rent you a boat if you like. The lake's well stocked, but...
He isn't smiling anymore.
What's the matter?
There's a monster in the lake. Locals say it's the biggest trout ever to live. But they're wrong. It's not a fish. Something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be the one to catch it.
Let's go ahead and see if we can spot it. The Empress, take a boat out.
The water is clear and glassy as you paddle along the lake. The fisherman's out in the middle of the lake. A throng is gathered on the dock. The breeze carries snatches of their conversation towards you. Punctuation against the rhythmic slosh of ripples against the wood.
I'm not missing any sleep, so let's go ahead and fish.
You reel in several fish quite quickly. Fat, glistening trout flop around in the bottom of your boat. A sharp tug on the line threatens to topple your boat, but whatever's nibbling lets go almost immediately. Suddenly, you hear a splash and a burst of laughter from the dock.
Did the other guy get pulled in or something? Move on. The man obsessed with a fish. Let me actually really quick, just because I can. Let's stop at this house and refill my money. Is that what I'm missing? Yeah, money. Got two good hands, an old man calls. A downed tree has flattened his front yard and his porch too. Oh, okay, I've seen this before. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this one really quick. Okay.
For hours now, you've seen it circling overhead. Its wings cutting across the sliver of sky you can see framed by the crowns of vast redwoods. But it's gotten closer. The cry that echoed from afar now seems dangerously near.
Look skyward.
And suddenly, the eagle swoops down, claws splayed before it, wings spreading into a crescent of knife-sharp feathers.
We just got the Empress. Let's go for the wheel. Run for cover.
You scramble away from the road, seeking shelter under one of the large trees. The eagle recedes from sight, but then, as the noise of its cry dims, you hear another noise.
Listen.
Some dandy's sleek automobile blazing down the road. It nearly clips you. Were you still standing there, you'd be a goner. The eagle, as if expecting thanks, lands nearby, just for a moment. And then it's in the sky again, looking for whatever lunch it's missing.
Okay, thanks, eagle. Move on. The hunting bald eagle. I do see a story over there. So what we'll do is we will grab that one, and then we will head back out to the coast by that. I think that's a lighthouse.
The Chinook salmon, having come to the end of its journey, is a grotesque beast. A great curved hump on its back, and that deformed hook of a jaw. The raven perched on it is unusually large, with a fat tuft of black feathers wrapped round its neck like a mane.
Let's go ahead and watch it.
With one practiced peck, it strikes at the salmon's blurred eye and pops it like a grape snapping open under your teeth. After tasting the fluid inside, it turns toward you, beady black eyes glinting in dying sunlight.
You want some? I can't eat this all by myself.
No, I'm good.
Suit yourself.
It steadies itself on the carcass, and some of the uric smell wafts over to you.
Don't look a gift eyeball in the mouth's what I always say.
Its voice is throaty and rough, fittingly.
What are you here for? Not the salmon.
I collect people's stories.
People stories, huh?
It tries to preen a stray feather back into place, but it only ends up more crooked.
What's so great about people? You should collect raven stories. Much better.
Okay, so tell me one.
Well, this one's a secret.
It flaps its wings and flies towards you, perching on your shoulder.
You see, there once was this raven who liked to...
And then, instead of finishing his thought, he just snaps at your eye with that sharp needle of a beak.
Oh my god, Dodge.
You flinch and close your eyes instinctively, losing your balance and taking an ungainly fall onto the soft sand of the riverbed.
Ah!
Cries the raven, once again perched on the dead salmon.
People always fall for it. You should have seen your face.
Okay, move on. The raven and the salmon. Okay, so I see a story all the way out there. It's gonna take me kind of far away from the coast. But since I see it, let's go ahead and grab it, and then we will head back to the coast.
A Chevy sedan laden with suitcases chugs to a stop beside you. A woman leans out the window. An infant screaming, and two boys are punching each other in the back seat.
Could you drive us for a while? I gotta feed the baby, but we need to keep moving. I could pay you.
Won't be necessary, I guess. There's no point in me getting money right now.
You grip the wheel tight as sounds of chaos fill the car. The boys have begun to wrestle in earnest on the Chevy's bench.
Yorona!
Their mother hisses. Both boys straighten instantly. In the mirror, you see their stricken expressions. The only sound is the baby's soft suckling.
I've heard of Lorona, but we'll go ahead and ask about it.
You direct the question to the boys in the back, but they don't make a sound. Their eyes are wide and frightened. Patting the infant on the back, their mother chuckles. The boys don't speak another word, even when you part ways down the road.
Move on. The children frightened of La Llorona. Alright, so we'll go ahead, since I see it, I guess, we'll go ahead and grab this story in Reno, and then we'll head back up the coast. But yeah, I've heard of the story of La Llorona. For those of you who don't know, La Llorona was She's a ghost story about a woman who drowned her baby, and I think herself in a river, or like threw herself off a cliff with her baby or something. And I don't remember the reason. She was like trying to escape her husband and had gone crazy or something like that. I don't quite remember. But it's said that her ghost kidnaps children and kills them.
Slowly he turns. His eyes don't quite make it to yours. His whole body keels back over the wooden railing where he perched and down into the dusty road outside the saloon. Now you see the gunshot and the trail of fresh blood that leads back inside.
Go inside or go to him? Let's go ahead and go inside.
You bypass the body and storm into an empty saloon. Recently evacuated. Or was there ever anyone here? The trail of blood stops by the bar, but after that, you're not sure where to look. When you go back outside, the fella's dead.
Move on. The gunshot man outside the saloon. Let's go ahead and evolve a story. The old man at the bus stop again. Tale about the ghoul who frightens folks by screaming jokes from his grave. Is that the one about the corpse? The clownish corpse who claimed he'd live forever. That's funny. Screams jokes from his grave. Is there a story right there, behind that rock? I can't turn the view up or down, so I can't quite see. Okay, no, there isn't. We're gonna head back to the coast now. Okay, so this is a lighthouse, and right there is somewhere where I can refill on sleep.
Timber! You hear the splintering crack of old growth breaking. A tall, broad man looms in the clearing. He casts a shadow almost as long as the trees. A handful of other men gaze at him with admiration. A slate blue bull stands to the side, slowly chewing on a patch of grass.
I know this story. This is Paul Bunyan. Approach.
God damn! Shouts the second largest man, scratches his beard. Come on, stranger, give it a shot. Try your arm against old Paul here. He gestures to an axe lying atop a jagged stump. A couple laughs flow through the crowd.
Let's go ahead and chop. I doubt we'll be able to beat Paul Bunyan, though.
You strike out at a reedy spruce. The axe thwacks into the trunk and roots there. You wrench it out and swing again. Your rhythm is shattered by wood splintering. Your opponent has just cut through two thick evergreens growing close together in one fluid movement.
You know what? We're going to keep chopping.
Thwack, thunk, thwack. The huge lumberjack is cutting a circle around you, barely stopping to let one tree fall before he strikes another. The bearded man shakes his head, watching with amusement. Another lumberjack claps him on the shoulder.
We're not gonna give up. I know we can't beat him, but at least we can chop down this one tree. Keep chopping.
At last, your tree falls. The bearded man steps forward and shakes your hand. Don't feel bad. No one can match him. I'm not even sure he's human. He looks at the woodcutter, now scratching the ox's ears. You gave it your best. That counts for something.
Move on. The woodcutter with incredible strength. Yeah, that's Paul Bunyan, and I think the blue bull's name is Babe. Sleep. Okay, this is the teacher, yeah. Okay, I see we have a story over there, so let's go ahead and grab that. Also, something I noticed while switching regions, because in Reno, we switched, I think, back to the, one of the other regions. And in last episode, when I was putting in the music, I was worried about how jarring the, transition would be between the regions. But, the transitions are just as, sudden normally in the game, so I don't feel bad anymore.
A plank has been precariously raised as a tiny jetty over a creek, cutting its way through the woods. She's dressed in a simple baby blue dress of the same cloth as her daughters. Both are bent at the waist, staring into the clear water.
Ooh, the wheel, huh? Approach.
It fell somewhere in here. Can't have gotten far.
She has the rocky voice of a distraught person who's unused to being distraught.
Hey, you!
She runs toward you, looking through displaced locks of wavy black hair.
Do you see my ring down there in the water?
Look around.
Your eyes scan the bottom of the water, looking for a glint of metal among the moving shimmers of tiny, silver-scaled fish.
Weird. I can choose whether or not I found it. Okay. Should I do the world or should I do the wheel? I feel like we did a couple for the wheel. I know the eagle that we just did was the wheel. Let's go ahead and do the world. Sorry, no.
She sighs, not moving her gaze from the water. And then, like a spearfisher, she crouches down on the board and plunges an arm into the cold water, plucking out something small and gold.
There you are. Praise the Lord.
Her daughter smiles.
Goodness.
The ring's magical.
The young girl blurts out. Her mother gives her a mock stern look, as though the daughter has just given away a big secret.
You drop it in the river, and it grants a wish.
And what did you wish for?
The mother laughs, shaking the water from her hair.
Why, I wished a stranger would roll into town with some stories.
Hey, the lost ring. Well, it just so happens I know a lot of stories. I don't know if I told you any because I immediately left, but maybe I did. Let's go ahead and hitchhike. I'm not seeing anything else. It's kind of cool being on, like, the edge of the continent. Like, it kind of feels like I'm on the edge of the world right now. That's, like, the Pacific Ocean. Come on, help me out. No? You're not gonna help me out? Alright, well I see a story right there. I see a story in that field. I see a story by that mountain. Let's go ahead and go with mountain, then field, and we'll make our way back to the coast. Alright, let's go ahead and search.
Fog fills the margins of redwoods, vanishing their high crowns. A strong musk, reminiscent of a gasoline spill, makes your eyes water. Behind distant sets of trees, a titanic silhouette lurches past.
Is this gonna be Bigfoot or something?
Broken lines of blood blotch the stranger's footprints. You come upon a maimed elk, whose sundered antlers have left behind patches of exposed tissue. The sediment-covered corpse seems to have been dragged some considerable distance.
Jeez, look up.
The silhouette of the stranger looms at the edge of visible forest. You feel the weight of their eyes upon you.
Let's go ahead and call out, why not?
The stranger doesn't respond. They turn and walk into the fog.
Move on. The stranger in the woods. That has to be Bigfoot. Okay, let's go ahead and continue onward.
Bang. The screen door clangs in the wind. Downstairs, you hear low murmurs. The wind again? Or voices? You were sure this house was deserted.
Let's go ahead and investigate.
In the living room, two young women are entwined atop a sleeping bag. One has her hands tangled in the other's bright red hair.
I can't believe we found another haunted house.
The red-haired girl laughs. A floorboard creaks under your feet.
Is it a ghost?
One yells.
I'm not a ghost.
The red-haired girl has jumped up between you and her companion, but relaxes her stance at your words.
Well, if you're talking, you probably aren't a ghost.
The blonde says. The red-haired girl looks to her, then back towards you.
What are you doing here?
Just passing through.
We're driving around, but Sam made us pull over for another night in a haunted house.
Sam squeezes her hand.
Come on, this is cool. There are probably bats in the attic.
Your presence is not unwelcome, but the two only have eyes for each other.
All right, move on. The two girls in the haunted house. That was sweet. All right, and we'll go ahead and go with this one on the coast.
The woman finds you as you wander the streets. Come with me, child, she says, looking you up and down. We're going to church.
I am noticing this is the same picture as the woman with the letter who was tricked, the French woman. Except
You follow her to a simple clapboard building. There's no steeple, but a cross is painted on one side.
what kind of church is this going to be? Enter.
Inside, you sit for what seems like years as the preacher drones on about the various virtues expected of his faith. Brevity is not among them, apparently.
Move on. The mysterious woman who wanted to go to church. Okay. I wonder what would have happened if I had refused. We're almost at Portland. Can you go ahead and give me a ride, stranger? Maybe? Possibly? No? Okay, fine. This song is like... I don't know if it fits the game. I like it, but I don't know if it fits the tone of the game.
You pass a meadow where migrants have made a campsite. It's been trampled to pieces. A few families are fleeing, running as fast as they can back up to the roadside. An enormous bull stretches himself beside some of their squashed supplies.
We haven't seen one for this in a while. I don't even remember what this is. Well, we haven't seen it in a while. Let's go ahead and take something for myself.
You inch close, and the bull charges. You sprint blindly through the high grass and trip hard into a sunken stream bed, dropping everything you own into the rocky shallows. The bull paces on the bank like a victorious general until you're sufficiently humbled. Then it saunters into the high grass.
Okay, move on. I did not mean the bull who terrorized travelers on the road. I did not mean to lose health. Hopefully this story doesn't kill me.
A bus roars up on the road behind you and slows to a crawl at your side. Inside, you can barely see people moving, dancing, swaying. Strings of lights, strange smoke.
This is a travel story, huh?
Want a ride?
The driver calls. Before you can open your mouth, a huge hairy hand like an animal's paw lands heavy on her shoulder. Not this one, a voice growls. So deep it vibrates your rib cage. The driver shrugs, leaves you in a cloud of perfumed exhaust.
That strange bus? Interesting. We can go ahead and evolve a story, and then let's go ahead and go to the camp. Okay, so it's the kids at the gas station again. The man who discovered Pluto. Oh, okay. New version of the tale of the astronomer in the desert. He tells it well. I'm actually gonna go ahead and really quick, since there's a house right here that will give me, like, restore one of my things, I'm gonna go ahead and restore my health at this house. Okay. Forgotten in a corner of the field, a small basket of yams. Bury them under a fire and you've got a full meal and more. Excellent. Alright, so now we have a new camp that we can go to. Let's go ahead and see who we're dealing with. Alright. Rose, full of hope, full of grace.
Well, hey there. What's happening, stranger? Pull up a seat if you want to share.
So you're dressed like a hippie, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
I guess my deal is pretty clear. You probably see 100 long-haired, bangle-wearing freaks on the road every day. We're the only ones still hitching around, I guess.
Or maybe in the 1930s they were called gypsies. Is that what this is? Or is that what she is? A gypsy? I have no idea. I don't know a whole lot about that type of culture, especially in the 1930s. Continue.
Bummer, because this is a beautiful place when you take the time to smell the flowers, huh? So, got any good, hopeful stories? Anything about what the world should be?
I completely forgot to swap out stories. Let's see. The morality play in El Paso.
Oh, that's a good one. You gotta tell me more about those folks sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Faith. Oh, I had it. A certain kind, anyway. I knew there had to be something else out there. Love, peace, and most of all, understanding. Somewhere there were people who thought the way I did, and they'd take me in and we'd live in beautiful harmony together.
Yeah, this is like hippie culture, kind of. I didn't know it existed in the 30s, or maybe it always existed, but like it just became more prominent in the 70s. I don't know.
Anyway, you got any good hopeful stories about the world becoming a better place?
Oh, so okay, so the if she'll probably want to know a lot about the hopeful stuff because she's a hippie. In that case, I don't think I have any other ones that aren't at least one evolved. So let's go ahead and do one that let's just do the man who discovered Pluto because that's one evolved. That way we're saving all of our 2 evolved stuff.
Oh, that's good. I'll share that one when I get back home. My past. Well, my parents didn't abuse me or anything. We just disagreed. We still do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I assume. You know, I'd love to hear a really good, scary story.
Oh, okay. She wants scary stories as well. Unfortunately, it is my time to leave. Let's go ahead and leave.
Well, there it is. And I feel like I've been doing all the talking. But the sun's coming up soon, so I gotta get ready to go. Heard some interesting stuff about a group of folks getting by up this way. And where are you going? What's your deal, Seeker? What's the future hold for you?
I don't know. The Hippie. Rose Chapter 2 now available. Rose's search. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Oh, we can evolve a story right here. Oh, this is a new one. The policeman in the truck on this corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying, no way. You listen in as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the Plaza Theater, which often shows strange and uncanny documentaries. Wait a second. I swear this is what happened, the cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. He's telling a stranger story of the morality play in the Plaza Theater in El Paso, but some bits left out or replaced. Ain't true. If only he knew. Move on. Okay. The weird thing is, it's kind of like, as the story evolves, you wouldn't think it has a, it keeps what it is, like, hopeful or funny or some stuff like that. But, like, when it evolves, it doesn't sound that way. Like, if I took the story about, that stuff at face value, I would think it would be scary, but I know it's funny because, or not funny, hopeful because of the original story. I don't know. Also, these two stories have the same icon.
Here's a derelict school building. Shutters nailed shut. Wind-drifted dunes piled against the walls. Broken desks lined up in the basketball court. While you rest on the front porch, the door's open, and someone gives a startled yelp.
Let's go ahead and peer inside.
He's an older man, tidy and unshaven, carrying a toolbox in one hand and brandishing a broom in the other. "Don't squat here," he growls. "We're not abandoned."
It's a sun either way. I'm gonna go ahead and run away just in case I might lose health if I stand my ground.
You book it across the baseball diamond. He doesn't follow. And when you reach the road, you look back and see him pacing in the basketball court, teaching to the rows of empty desks.
The old janitor in the abandoned school. Interesting. Oh, so now this icon has changed. It wasn't my imagination, right? They definitely were the same icon when I first approached the lighthouse. I don't know. Let's go ahead and search.
Two brothers stroll up to you in the street, wearing identical scowls and identical steel-toed boots. One spits in front of you. "Don't stay in town overnight," the other says. "No vagrants after dark."
If I sleep rough on the road, it'll probably I'll probably lose sleep. Let's see what happens if I hide in town.
You hide under a pile of wooden pallets behind the bus station. Around midnight, you see silhouettes searching through the alleys nearby. But they don't find you.
Move on. The time you were told to leave town. So that... Okay, so I did, I would have gained sleep if I was missing any. Alright, let's go ahead and head to Seattle. We are officially almost about as far north as we can go. We're 3/4 of the way or something through circling the entire US. Is that a new camp? Let me really quick check the map. That is a new camp. Let's go ahead and enter Seattle. Let's go ahead and try to earn money. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Let's look for work. I'm feeling good about today, crows a young man in line with you outside this factory. Feeling pretty good. Today's our lucky day. Shut up, Bill. Every time you say that, nobody's hiring, shouts a man further back in line. Let's go ahead and side with Bill. The door bursts open. We're taking all comers, shouts the floor manager. Bill gives a whoop. I knew it, he crows. You cheer along with Bill. Fuck you, Bill, the cynic shouts. You had nothing to do with this. Whether or not he did, though, you all get paid. Move on. That's funny. Let's go ahead. Oh, It's raining, of course. People hurry through the streets with their collars up and water streaming off their hats. North of Pioneer Square, there's a Hooverville with its own mayor, they say. Let's go ahead and explore.
On top of a hillside boxcar, 4 men in sailors' clothes fix their eyes on the distant waterfront, where a crowd of hundreds clashes with uniformed cops. From this far, the sound resembles some loud, tenacious animal.
What's all this?
After a while of silence, one of the men responds. You notice his bruised eye. Waiting on the police to deal with those strikers so we can get back to work.
Oh, they're probably, there was a word that strikers came up with to describe people who companies hired to work the jobs. Because during this time, when people went on strike, the company owners would just replace them and hire people because they knew a lot of people were looking for work in this time. And I cannot remember what the word was that strikers used to describe them. But this must be whoever, the bruised man must be one of these people, and the strikers attacked him. You're not on strike?
The man clenches his fists.
Hey, mind your damn business.
All right, then.
One of those bastards dragged me off the pier and...
The police open fire into the crowd. As the shots ring out, the character of the sound changes altogether into terror and pain.
Oh, fuck this. Bye.
Bye?
No point dying for a day's work. The man crawls to the edge of the boxcar and hops off. The sound of gunfire continues all across the port, but the dense picket line remains unbroken.
Move on. The scab with the... That's what it is. That's what it was. That was the word. Scab. Because it's, like filling in the gap left behind by the workers going on strike. So that's what the word is, a scab. Let's go ahead and leave. Let's go ahead and evolve a story. Okay, this guy again. Absolutely. The astronomer who found a new star every time he looked into heaven. Okay. So now that story's fully evolved. Leave him with his tail. Okay. So before we do this, let's go ahead and swap out some stories. Let's see. Jimmy's Parable, The Idol Guarded by the Talking Snake. That one's funny. That one's hopeful. Mysterious woman who wanted to go to church. Let's go ahead and swap out the Plaza Theater for The Idol Guarded by the Snake. And then let's go ahead and go to the world. So we have scary, I think hopeful, and sad. Let's go ahead and swap out the dreams in the cotton field with the lost ring. Love. Those three are good. The wheel. Let's swap out Dupree's Tale with the hunting bald eagle in California. Let's see, the moon, or the high priestess is what this is. So this one's happy, sad, and I don't know what the odd silent taxi cab is yet. Probably scary, either scary or sad. Let's go with Instead of this one, let's go with the VW bus. Justice. Let's see, we have sad. Probably sad and scary. These are all still sad. Let's go ahead with the Gaunt Shepherd. For this one, let's go with that strange bus near Portland. Just making sure I have all my one stories. Let's swap out the metal worker with this happy one, Casey Jones. Let's see. The stuck truck driver, the children frightened of La Llorona. This one's, let's see, happy, sad, and sad. Let's go with this one, a scary one, the children frightened of La Llorona. Next, whoops. We have the Empress, Thunderbirds, Bear. Oh, wow, I have a lot for this one. So we have Scary. We have, I don't know what the mysterious one with the letter would be, but let's go ahead and swap out the Buffalo with, let's go with Hopeful. Let's go with the Jackrabbit. And then for this one, we'll go with something that's a bit more obvious. I don't know if the Jackrabbit would be hopeful or funny. Goat would be scary. I'm torn between the fish and the wood and Paul Bunyan. The fish one is probably funny. Yeah, let's go with the fish. The tower. That one's a funny one. The landlady's cat. That one is scary. Let's actually go ahead and swap out Floyd with the landlady's cat. And then we'll keep that one just in case we need a funny story. That one's good. Let's see. The scab with the black eye. So we have sad, scary, and sad. Scary? Scary, scary. That one's thrilling. Just in case we need a thrilling story, I guess we'll keep that one. But to make, we'll go ahead and do, we'll swap out this one with the scab to make sure we get some variety. The sun, we need to swap out that one. The raven and the salmon, that one's funny. Okay, so now we have funny, scary, sad. Yeah, because the janitors can be sad as well. Okay, I think we're all good. Let's see who this is. August.
You see me here? You think you know me?
No, I don't think I do.
I didn't start out in the gutter. I was raised right. Mama taught me to read off the Bible. But I'd save up my nickels for the collection plate and buy story rags instead. That smell of wood and paper. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting?
Sure, what is thrilling right now? What's a thrilling story that hasn't evolved? Maybe the Bald Eagle? I mean, what do I have equipped for the tower again? Yeah, we'll go with the Bald Eagle.
Ooh, tell another like that and
Excellent.
you could write a good rag. My fate was cast the moment I first read those story rags. First time I bought one, I used an extra nickel I found on the ground. If I hadn't, I'd have wasted my nickel on hard candy. Anyhow, you got any stories that end looking up? I miss those hopeful ones.
Let's go with the story of the two girls in the haunted house in the Northwest.
Leaves a warm feeling in your chest, huh? Love? Yeah, those stories had love and even some sex. But I was too young. The understanding would come later. So I miss them blood-pounding adventure stories. You got any like that?
I might have to go with a 2-1, unless I just tell one that isn't. The goat is probably scary, but let's see about the goat, the winged goat. I would imagine this is scary, but we'll see.
Well, fear is cheap. I used to read the scary ones, so I know.
Okay.
Our home. We lived in a little house in town, but the fields were never too far away. When my daddy'd run me out of the house, I'd beat it out to those fields and play cowboys and Injuns, or jump from a tree like a flyboy. But you tell me, what's the wildest thing you've seen on the roads out here? Anything good and exciting?
Okay, I might have to use a 2-1. Just to see, we're gonna do the this idol guarded by the snake. This is probably scary, but I just want to make sure.
My blood's pumping.
Oh, no, that's really...
That's the kind I used to like as a boy. My faith? Well, I suppose I believed in the power of the Lord back then. Thought he'd keep me right. Anyway, I miss the stories that make your ribs ache laughing. You got any of those?
Not right now. Let's go ahead and exit.
My daddy wanted me to quit reading them rags. Said it kept me from hard work. Got his wish, but he didn't get hard work instead. Anyway, I'm headed out this way when the sun comes up. I like your tales. Hope we cross paths again.
All right. The Sailor. Let's go ahead and evolve a story. Oh. These men lean against the wall of this hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You heard this one before? They launch into a group recitation of the eagle who watches over travelers in the sky. Wait a second. Yeah, it's about the hunting bald eagle. Someone's added to it in the meantime, though. What do you think? You ever think it really happened? Of course. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies, but damn, that sounds wild. Okay, so we now have a new story that grew in the telling. And it looks like we have another story right here. Whoops, there we go.
You weren't supposed to see this. Outside town, two men, identical, stand sentry over a third body half covered with a canvas sheet. Might as well grab a shovel, being that you're here, the man in front says. When you hesitate, he makes an appeal to your Christian charity.
It's the same things either way, so I guess it doesn't matter. Agree to lend a hand.
You and John dig a hasty grave while his brother stands back, keeping a lookout. Closer now, you see the corpse shares their face. Tom was the oldest by an hour, John says. Oh, I guess George and me, we got a few hours on him now. Mean son of a bitch. Beat the life out of us. Did it our folks that way. Got to be too much, so last night we said we'd do him in. George dragged him out here to do it. I would have helped, you know, but George is a strong one out of me and him. Thank Jesus Tom's gone.
Jeez.
I thought I'd have trouble saying that, but I don't.
Not respectfully.
John squints at the body, then freezes. Wait, Tom's nose wasn't bent like that. Despair floods his face. He He looks ready to throw up. You leave him to it.
Oh no. So does that mean Tom killed George? And John didn't know it? He thought it was Tom that was dead? Oh no. Move on. The murdering twins. Oh boy. Out of curiosity, is it gonna let me cross into Canada? I doubt it will, but I'm curious. Yeah, okay, I didn't think so. Okay, so we have a little bit more time. Let's go ahead and see what else we can do. Looks like I'm gonna have to head back down the road because I don't think I can cross the river anywhere up here. Alright, let's go ahead and cross. Looks like we have one more story up in Spokane. And then I think we might call it there.
The bull lounges by
Oh,
this
same
construction site,
same picture.
basking in the bitter sun. Upon his head is a silver crown shrouded in tongues of pale fire. Laborers periodically wander past, seemingly unconcerned. The bull catches your eye. You realize you've been staring.
I guess let's go ahead and greet the bull.
The bull arches his head languidly away from you. I'm waiting for my friend, he informs you airily. Now all the laborers are stopping and staring. Feeling reproved, you mosey along.
Okay. The bull with the flaming crown. Let's go ahead and evolve a story really quick. The hardware store again. The girls who searched for haunted houses. I don't think it's really added to. And it doesn't sound wild. It sounds like the exact same story. Do I want to go ahead and do this camp? Oh, that's August again. So I think we'll go ahead and we will call it there. When we pick this up next, we'll go ahead and venture along the northern states all the way back to New England. I don't know if we'll make it that far in the next episode, but we'll see. So yeah, thank everybody so much for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to be notified of when I upload the next part of the file to the archives, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, as well as leave a like or comment if you so desire. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files. Have a pleasant day.